What's up, everyone? This is the Undergraduate Survival Guide here. Obviously, Jordan speaking again. Today, we have a very, very special guest. My main man, Evan from school. You know what? It's funny because you do music. I thought it need to be like a proper DJ. Like, ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have Evan the Roeper in the building.
Like, I have the sudden urge to be like super gassed. I feel like drinking a pint, just and coming back later.
And it seemed like,
Crazy, man. How do you, what have you been up to recently? I know we talked about it as well, but for the sake of the podcast.
Yeah, of course. Well, due to current world issues, I've just been writing more and recording more. I've got my projects coming out weekly from on Spotify on April the 19th, just R&B stuff. And I've been reading a lot of books.
What sort of books are you reading?
Just fantasy novels, and then the odd business and marketing growing techniques.
That's what I was waiting for. I was talking to this girl, I think earlier today, if not yesterday, and she put on Instagram like book recommendations. I recommended a business one. She said, "Nah, I only want to read fiction. I only want to read sci-fi." I'm like, "You're poor." Like, it's nuts. I mean, obviously, the whole self-help industry is kind of fake anyway. You can't just read a book and suddenly become rich. But it's funny to see how people are using their time now in quarantine.
Yeah, I found a lot of people decided that now that they can't go outside. I mean, I'm part of that. Is to start working out, or just like they've decided to delve fully into like TikTok, for example. You know, so many people have decided to make TikTok.
Oh my days, man! Yeah.
I mean, I'm part of that as well, as I said, but you need people to follow you and see your stuff.
It's true. Do you think? Wait, how deep are you into TikTok?
Define deep.
How many hours spent?
Oh, not like what, 15 minutes?
Oh, okay, that's fine.
I check it like every now and then in a day, maybe about 3 times a day, but no longer than like 5 minutes each time.
Wait, do you listen to Gary Vee at all?
Occasionally. He helps me out with a couple uni assignments.
Fair play.
Not personally, though.
I feel like personal friend Gary Vaynerchuk. Like. But no, my point is that, like, I've been following for years, and I think it must have been about 2 years ago he started talking about TikTok, or back when it was still called Musical.ly, innit?
Yeah.
And I would say, like, this is stupid. I mean, I believed him when he said it was going to pop off, but I didn't really look into it that much. Who would have thought, like, it will take a whole pandemic for this app to reach, like, literally everyone I know is using it now. It's crazy.
I mean, I can believe it, though. What's the demographic that we're thinking of here? Like 13, like young teenagers who just want to clout chase, essentially. And if they can just get famous within these next couple months of quarantine, then who needs school, right?
It's true. I guess it kind of replaces the old Snapchat demographic.
Yeah, and Vine from before that.
I forgot about Vine.
Throw in that the old one.
You're really showing our age, man.
We're not that old, 21.
Yeah, that's old in this generation. We're still last week. What's your so I want to talk to you about music mostly.
Yeah.
What's your process like? Because obviously you do everything yourself, but do you start from like writing and then make the beat and then sing over it, or?
As you know, I'm a pianist, right? So I grew up playing the piano. It's always to me been music first, then everything else afterwards. So like for a beat I'd make, first get like a piano melody in my head, make it about 8 bars, so about 15 seconds, 12 seconds, something like that. And then add a light drum beat under it, and then it sort of just grows from there. It's essentially the same, because I can sort of just hear it all at once. Well, not all at once, but like I hear, so this bass could go like do do do, and then the violin could go like that, and then an 808 can go similar to what the bass is doing. It just I mean the classical background, as it were, sort of just helps see the whole picture at the beginning.
That's interesting. So it's almost like you kind of know where it's going to end before you even start in some cases.
Yeah. Sometimes it's not like that at all. Sometimes it's just a drag but then you just move on to something else and then come back to it later.
Yeah, like that's kind of normal though, creativity and stuff like that. At what point do you like start writing for the lyrics then?
Once I get like, so say like a skeleton beat. So you can sort of just see how it would progress, and then I just make a new piano track and just play a melody on top of that within like within what a singer would sing. So not nothing too fancy going up and down the keyboard, just like within a strict zone. And then after that, or you can hum into your phone or whatever. Then just start writing the lyrics. I mean, other people, have a whole process and stuff, but mine seems a bit. It's just like, it comes so easy. But no, it's not. It's not too easy. I find the lyrics a bit challenging though.
I feel like you're lucky in a sense that you're naturally talented in terms of music. Like I remember you and Cormac in school just killing the piano, or like just for fun.
Just for fun.
I could never use two hands, and that's why I gave up on it. But it's like seeing guys like you just kill it. It's mad to see.
I mean, hearing you not being able to use two hands means that you didn't get very far then, did you?
You got to know your strengths and weaknesses, right?
That's facts.
What did your degree was free, isn't it?
Say that again?
Your degree was free, isn't it?
Yeah.
How do you go about learning music from a degree? Because I always thought, in terms of arts in general, it's sort of it's a personal thing.
You know what? Yeah. I mean, I don't know if you're going to use this in your podcast, but when I was doing it, I watched a little video from XXXTentacion, right? And he was saying like, if you need to be a lawyer or a doctor, then yes, or an engineer, then yeah, by all means go to university. But for something like music, you don't need it. You just need to pump out content, and then the people start listening to you.
Yeah.
Now, I think I came across this during my first or second year, and I was just like, oh, he's actually right. I hate to admit it, but he's actually right, because what really did university teach me? I mean, in my first year, I came in thinking that the production course would be, I mean, this is not to throw any shade at my university. It was a great university, but I'm just saying how I saw it. The production course was, I thought that we'd be taken from like level 1, essentially. Like everyone would be level 1. And then we would just all work together.
Okay.
So we all knew new steps at the same time. But you come in, right? And then everyone's on this, all different levels. Just, yeah. So I'd be there at level 1, essentially. And then there'll be guys in the class who just know so much, and I'd be there, and then I get sort of a bit, what's the word? A bit put off, I guess.
Yeah, like demotivated.
Yeah, because then, for example, that we'd have these course feedbacks.
Okay.
So we'd have to like make an assignment, make a beat or something, and then show it up at the end of like the semester, at the end of the term, just to get some feedback on it. And then I did it the first time, thinking, oh, it'll be all right, Turn up, and everyone's got these amazing tracks, and I'm there like, mine is so basic. So that the next time these assessments came around, I just didn't show up.
Damn.
No, that's how off-putting it came to me, and I was like, and I beat myself up over it. I mean, now I like to think I'm a good producer. I mean, you've heard them, yeah. Yeah,
to me, your tracks are like next level.
But like at that time, and this was only 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I was just so off-put. I mean, this would be, yeah. I'd be like, oh. So I didn't like not turning up for the lecture. Because I've already got to travel an hour and a half to get to the uni anyway.
Yeah.
So just to do all that traveling, just to not go to the point of a university, just drove me insane, man.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah. I mean, the third year, in third year, it was easier for me because it was more my fault. At that point, I was more more focused on doing like film and game music anyway.
Okay.
And luckily enough, that's what the freaking sorry for saying fricking. I don't know if that's part of it. And lucky enough, that was part of the main modules, composing for media. I was quite happy about that, and I was able to show off my talent there. But just the first 2 years, it hurt. Yeah, it hurt.
That's nuts, man. I can kind of relate because, like, in my degree, we do a lot of programming as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I would just say, my fault, like, you get there, everyone's kind of the same level. They've done maths before, but no one's really done computing. So we just work together, collaboratively get better week by week. But you get there, and I'm like this one guy that's never seen a computer before. And then there are these kids that have been coding since they were 5 years old. And it's like,
what is this language?
Like, we had a project to do for the first time we learned. And the game I made was literally like you press the arrow keys to move and you eat like food on the screen.
Well, so it's kind of like, like the Google dinosaur game. We got to just jump over the cactus.
It might as well be. It's just
might as well been that.
Because to me, it's like first principles is just make it work, right? And to me, I was proud at the time. But then when I saw everyone else's, it's like flying spaceships and stuff, and you move the mouse and you can do 360s. I'm like, what the hell is this?
Do you remember in ICT class when we did Scratch?
I didn't do ICT.
No, we had to do ICT. We must have Scratch. It was like it was a programming thing, but not as.
No, Scratch is the first language I learned at uni.
Yeah, so you compare that to what we did, C++, Python.
First year we did Scratch and then Python in first term, and then C and Java second term.
It's a massive difference between Scratch and any other languages, isn't it?
Literally. Like when I came to submit my coursework, I did mine completely in Scratch, and someone else did theirs in like C# with Unity, the engine. I'm like, what the hell? This just isn't fair.
Well, I've got an F.
It's like, for me, in my first year, I was demotivated as well. I was like, I can't compete with that. Even if I dedicate my whole time to doing this one unit, that's only 1 out of like 20.
Yeah.
But then I guess in second year, it was more like, if there are people that are actually good at coding, I might as well use this time to network with them and find out how they got so good and learn from them, right? And I was
exactly.
I kind of turned it into motivation. Like, did you find that in uni as well?
I really wanted I just wanted to beat them. I was like, no, I've got to do it. But then each time I would showcase a friend, someone from my class, or even the lecturer, what I did, they'd be like, oh, you should do this, and this, and then I'd listen to someone else's work. But that. Well, if you just compare the two of ours, it's just, how do you do this? And as I can like see the screen, like I can see what's happening in the track, the project rather. I'm like, oh, that looks so simple, but why is it when I do it, it just doesn't? No, why can't I do that? I mean, I can now, but trial and error, patience sort of thing.
Yeah, I guess it's a learning process, isn't it?
Yeah,
that's so nuts, though. Do you feel like, because in my head, when I think about it, there's no real way to determine what two songs are better other than like what sounds best. Like, how are you graded in that sense? Or was it just like getting a class to clap and whoever gets the loudest clap is
that's the thing. That's the thing with the arts, isn't it? It's like art is subjective. Well, no. So to get graded, you'd have like criteria to meet. Like you got to do, I don't know, make up a drum loop using this isn't true, but so Logic Pro, a software for making music, has a thing where it's called Drummer, where you can just fiddle with a few settings, and then it has a whole different drum beat each time.
Okay.
So so for example, criteria would be use Drummer in your track. Give it a gamey feel using a synth that fits the genre, etc., etc. So if it fits that criteria, then you've gotten the mark. So in essence, it could sound really bad and you could still pass, but just to me, I want it to sound as good as anyone else's, you know?
Yeah. That's nuts.
I mean, is that anything that happened in anything similar for coding?
So for coding, it was, because most of our projects were making games, it was pretty much the same as yours, I guess, but it was more technical.
Right.
Like there are so many specific things you can do in coding, like make a for loop. And if you we had three main marking categories, like the quality of code in terms of like the technical content, the appearance, so like how, well, I guess how nice the code looked, which is hard for me to to think about as code. And then like it was called like a wow factor or like a unique selling point thing. So because obviously my game was a simple like moving arrow keys, I got a very low score for that one. But someone else who did a sci-fi thing got a really high score. So in for that category is kind of peak because there's no real way to rate it objectively.
Yeah.
But for the other three, appearance kind of makes sense.
I feel like for you, if you were to, for someone who never came across coding before, just in itself of making something move with arrow keys is a big step forward. So I think they should have marked you just a bit higher, just be a bit more lenient. But that wouldn't be fair on the others, I suppose.
Absolutely. But I guess in some capacity, I understand why I didn't get. Well, I say that the unique score one was only that was like 10% of the overall grade. So it's not that big a deal.
Yeah.
But then it is deep how someone who's just practiced harder is going to get a higher score. But then that's kind of how life works, isn't it?
Yeah.
Mad. How do you feel like? Because one thing that I always found interesting about you is that you stayed at home for uni. And
go on.
I would always say like your degree in general isn't really worth anything, but your uni experience is like priceless. Like for me, I'm paying for the experience.
Okay, no, all right. So let's map this out.
Yeah.
University of Westminster.
Mm-hmm.
Primarily based in Central, right, on Oxford Street. That's where the main campus is.
Yeah.
Or was it Regent Street? One of the two. One of the main streets in Central. Anyway,
somewhere in London.
For some reason, so you'd have Baker Street campus, Marylebone campus, Regent Street campus, and there's another one, but I forgot the name of it. And then you'd have the Harrow campus.
Okay.
All the way in Harrow. So I never understood why the arts campus was just so far away from the others.
Wait, were you in Harrow? Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No. Yeah. Damn.
I mean, I thought at the time like, oh, this would be so cool because then it's just like a bus ride and a walk for me to get to this uni. Like, that's fantastic.
Mm.
And the University of Westminster's music department is pretty high rated, so yay, I'm winning. But then, yes, I'm winning in regards to my course, but I'm missing out on the uni experience, the uni life that people would easily get if they just moved to a different city.
Yeah.
So there was no need for me to go to halls because one, I see it as a waste of money, given how it was only an hour away from me.
Mm.
And then when I get to university, I was just so demotivated to join any of the societies because I'd be like, I just want to go home now.
Yeah. It's kind of like school. You just go in, do what you got to do, and
leave. In fact, that's what I actually did. I went in, had my lecture, had lunch, had my other lecture, and then went home. When everyone else would be like, after their last lecture of the day, as they're in halls, they'll just go to whatever society is about in central London, meet people from other campuses, go out, chill with them, then come back to their dorms later on. Or if they're staying within halls at that campus, there was this bar club thing called Undercroft, I believe, yeah. Well, they'd have something called a Messy Mondays around, but yeah, so it'd just be a club vibe. So if you were living there, it would just be like the ideal thing to do, isn't it? You go there, meet people, have a nice time, and end it, and then you've made your friends for the next 3 years of your course.
Yeah.
But then I was like, I'd end at 5 o'clock, then get bored, and just decide to go home. I think it's because home was there for me. It made me just rather pick home than stay until God knows what time, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
And also I'd come home at sometimes at 10 p.m. and just like, nah.
Yeah, just crash after that, innit?
Just like, I'm done.
That's so mad, man. And like to me, when you say like you're only an hour away, I mean Bristol is what, an hour and a half, 2 hour drive for me.
Yeah.
But I take that commute as 'cause that's basically 2 hours a day and what 10 hours a week that you could have been doing anything else in my head at least.
Yeah.
Like,
but you'd get to Bristol and then you just go into your dorm or your apartment or whatever, and then just chill with your uni mates within Bristol. Whereas I'd be here going to Harrow, coming back just to see them again the next day within an hour and a half of bus travel. You know?
Yeah, that's nuts. I think the worst thing is because you haven't really got a night bus. I mean, we have the N9 in West, but I don't really know where else we have at night. So imagine going out for a club night and then it's like, oh crap, how do I get home now? It's like a £40 Uber.
Yeah.
And that's never a good idea.
I mean, do I? No. I don't regret staying at home.
You saved a lot of money.
Pardon?
You saved a lot of money that way.
Yeah, no, exactly. Because in the long term, I'd be saving a lot of money. So, but the trade-off of meeting new people, it's a bit, just a bit hard. But bottom line is that no, I don't regret staying at home.
Fair enough. If you were to do uni again, like for a master's, PhD, would you still stay at home?
Hell no. Well, no, I mean, no. First it'll be like, what's the good master's degrees for music? But then I'd find the best one the furthest away. I mean, at least that's what I think I would do. I
mean, it makes sense, man. You gotta spread your wings, innit?
Like, I already failed it the first time. Might as well try again.
Did you make many friends in your course over your 3 years? In terms of like lifelong friends, not like while you were there.
Lifelong friends, 2 or 3, 4.
Okay.
A handful, I suppose. Yeah.
It's still a good yield.
Yeah. I mean, that it was either that or meet someone. If let's just say you were to live at halls, meet someone for spend a couple months, a year with them, and then forget them after you're done. Once you have your arguments and stuff. Yeah, I think my five friends is a good yield.
For sure. I feel like
you.
I mean, I've still got 2 years to go.
Yeah, you're still going through it so far.
Yeah, I made a good group. It's hard for me to say, like, because life is long, man.
I mean, do you go out with your mates like within Bristol?
No, I mean, I don't want to say I messed up. I don't regret my first year at all, but because I was with Zara at the time, I was in a relationship. I didn't like clubbing in my head has always been like you kind of go out.
And does everyone know about Zara?
They will know.
They will.
But it's like my interpretation of like clubbing, at least from a guy's perspective, was you go to get girls, and I was like, I don't want to get girls. I don't want to listen to drum and bass. So why am I going out? Or why am I spending £10 on entry and £40 on drinks just to sit at the back and hate?
That was my mentality with like this Messy Mondays thing. I was like, theoretically, I could stay and test this out, but it's just just the idea of it, just loud music and at the time, I also had a girlfriend. I also have a girlfriend, so it would just be a bit. What's the point, Well, I'll be going there to get drunk. I mean, that's not me either. So.
Yeah, literally. I had the same thing, and it's like I don't know how it's like in other unis, but in Bristol, the nightlife's very much the most prominent scene, at least in my opinion.
Oh yeah, I mean, watching Jamel 1.5's videos, it kind of seems like it.
Yeah, I gotta take a look at that guy actually. Jamal, but still, like, I'm the type of guy I want to just sit around in my room, play FIFA with the guys, order KFC.
Yeah, I get you. Yeah, your opinion of what's a good time to you is not having drinks down your throat and meeting girls grind on you.
Yeah, like it's vastly different to the norm, and because of that, I definitely missed out. I feel like in my first 2 years or year and a half. I suppose because in my second year, we weren't in halls anymore. Like you live with your mates in private accommodation, and that made it easier to like play FIFA and stuff like that, to do other things. But yeah, it was definitely.
You went into a house, did you?
Yeah, so like the way most city unis work is in your first year they guarantee you halls, so you live like with random people,
Yeah.
and then second, third, and maybe fourth year you have to live privately by yourself. So you have to go to an estate agent, like find out how many 4-bed flats are in the area, check out everything. It's long. It's crazy long. I've had to move in and out of places every year, 4 years.
That sounds annoying.
It is. I mean, in the short term, it's fine having your own space, but
how much money are you wasting though?
a lot. Well, I wouldn't call it wasting because I enjoy being out here.
Using up.
For me, first year was like 6.5 grand. Second year was like 6K. Last year was 9, but most of that was subsidized by my job, so probably about 3.
All right.
And this year is probably about 4, maybe 4.5. So altogether, that's like almost 25 grand. Just
How
on
much
living.
about student finance? What student finance did you?
Not enough of it, man. Not enough of it.
What did you get? What was your allowance? Or yeah,
it's changed over the years, but I'm in the top percentile, I guess.
Oh, okay.
25%. So I got like 7 grand in my first year, and this year I got 6,685.
Oh, okay.
So probably like middle-ish.
And all that goes to rent. Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah. And it's annoying because like you get student loan as well, innit? You still apply for maintenance?
Don't need to. Unless there's a way I can get free money, is that?
You got to pay it back, but you know.
Yeah, that's true. No, I got it when I was in uni. I got the basic one, £1,333 per term. So I was what, 3 grand.
Okay, but at least you know how the structure is. Like you get more on the first term than the second two. No, you get more in the last term than the first two.
Yeah.
And the way, not mortgage, but like the way paying accommodation fees works in uni is that the first term costs the most because I guess it accommodates for Christmas and that, and then the last 2 are cheaper. So basically, from September till January, I just had no money because all of that went on accommodation fees. It's crazy. I've had to work basically every year at uni.
Damn.
Yeah, it's nuts. So I feel like that's definitely, on the topic of like living at home, that's definitely a massive advantage because uni is so expensive and there are so many like hidden costs, I guess. Like accommodation's one thing, but you also go out eat.
Yeah, you know what? That was when deciding to which unis to apply to. That was actually the first thing that came to my mind because I initially was like, oh, I really want to go to Bath because I like the way the city looks. I just like the way it feels. And having been there, like just for a couple of nights, I was like, yeah, it's nice, definitely a nice city. But at the time, I was like, yeah, Bath. Okay, what city? Do they have a music? Oh, there's one in Bath Spa. Okay, yeah, let's see. And then it just immediately clicks. That sounds like a lot of money, accommodation and food, and no, I think I'd rather stay home.
Yeah, I get that. I would love to have like a chart of what the money I spent so far, because it's definitely north of like 50 grand. And I mean, a lot of that is like my own dumb expenses, like buying a car. But
hey, you got to get from point A to point B, right?
Yeah, man. No more coaches for me.
Did you take that in your very first year, the coach to Bristol?
I only passed my test at the end of my second year, basically. So I got.
All right.
I got coaches for the first probably year and a half, and then the last 6 months or so I got a train because I had a rail card. It makes more sense to just get train. But otherwise, I've been driving since for the last 2 years. Literally 2 years actually. I passed my test today 2 years ago. Crazy. Pat on the back.
First time? First time?
Yeah. Yeah, first time.
That sounds like BS.
Have you learned to drive yet?
Yeah.
Oh, you've done before me?
Yeah, I've been driving for, well, driving in quotation marks. Driving for, I don't know, 3 years?
Yeah, maybe you've been driving for a while.
Yeah, but I don't actually need it though. That's another thing. Like, I had my car for uni,
Mm.
but I never used it for uni because the permit was about £200 a term, and I was like, no, I'm not. I'll just take the. I was paying my £1.50 to take the bus. Like,
Oh man, yeah, you really don't want to
this
spend
is
money.
cheap.
What do you spend money on then?
Subscription services, Netflix, Amazon, Splice for beats, though I don't use it very often. But no, I do. I use it for inspiration. No, not really. I download them. What else? Gifts. I like buying things for people. I'm gonna go on buy some Nike shoes later on in a couple as soon as quarantine's over.
Mm-hmm.
Clothes, just like materialistic things, I suppose. And every now and then petrol.
Petrol, yeah, that's the big one.
That's the big one.
But at that point, like, because obviously you said that accommodation is not worth it, but then shoes are. How do you differentiate like what is actually worth your money and what's not?
It's more. I think it's more like, how much money am I going to spend at this one moment?
Mm.
And then how long would it take for me to recoup that money?
Okay.
So, I don't have a job anymore, but so with shoes, I would buy the shoes and then realize next week I would make that money back, right?
Mm.
If I was in an accommodation, I'd be like, just how much was your rent?
First year, like 6,000
for the entire year.
Yeah.
So I'd be like, and did you get 6K in your first semester?
In terms of my loan.
Yeah.
I got about 3 and a bit. My whole loan, my first year was like 7,000 altogether.
Right. So the rent will be 6, right?
In total, yeah.
In total, and then how long would it take for me to recoup that? I think like the idea of like say 100 quid compared to 1,000 quid is what makes the difference for me, Unless it's something like, so with Logic that cost about 200 pounds, I think.
Yeah, but it's only one.
But then I can see I'm using it for something, in which down the line I could recoup that money,
Mm.
But with accommodation, it'll just be there, spent. I'd have to move out next year, so what's the point,
Yeah. I guess it sounds like it's more of a longevity thing.
Yeah.
You want to have to.
I'm thinking. I think in the long game, I suppose.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Like if I can see, like even with like buying gifts, right? This may sound a bit strange, but if I say I buy gifts for some other people, because I like spending more on other people than on myself, right?
Yeah.
So I rarely buy things for myself. But if I say it's someone's birthday or Christmas or whatever, I'd give them several things which I know they'll like, and then just seeing that they'll like those things is sort of my recoupment. If that makes sense, I'm like, yeah, it was money well spent.
Yeah. That's emotional.
Yeah. Well, once again, money being used. I mean, this is not to throw shade on you or anything. Living, it's also anyone who decides to leave the house, because my family doing it as well. Yeah, to me, it would just be like, I don't see the necessity in that when there's perfectly good universities within London.
I get that. I used to be very much the same, but then I started to value experience a lot.
I get you, yeah.
Like I still don't really, like, I don't care about holidays or traveling and stuff like that. I don't really see that experience as feasible, but there's so much more out there, I realized, than, a Nintendo Switch. And even though that's probably my best investment ever, like, I don't know, it's fun every now and then being able to go around the corner to my friend's house in Bristol and just bang Mario Kart. And I think that wouldn't be possible without living in uni, and that experience for me is priceless.
Well, wouldn't you? I mean, I've got Mario Kart as well. So say we went to the same university, we could do the exact same thing. I mean, I won't be your this friend you're talking about. But I'm sure the experience of Mario Kart of me winning all the time will be priceless.
No, but I don't.
No, I know. Yeah, I get you.
It's funny because, like, I mean, in school we see each other all the time, and in terms of like school people in general, school friends. But I think I've seen you 3 times since leaving St. Mark's. I've probably seen Gareth around like between 10 and 20. Same with Michael.
Yeah.
I mean, Bronnan's in Singapore. It's kind of different, but I've seen him once in the last 5 years. It's just nuts how like space between people is very much multiplied by meters instead of like added. So that kind of makes sense.
So you're saying you felt you haven't seen me like 3 times yet, but for that, 4 years, 5 years, whatever it is, I was still talking to you.
Yeah.
Like regularly. So do you still feel like there was a separate like a gap or a disconnect as it were?
Not necessarily a disconnect, but for me, like the way I am, I much prefer seeing someone in person.
Same.
And this goes down to the smallest detail, like facial expressions are like my everything.
yeah, that's true. Yeah.
And it's like, and this is a bit of a tangent, but I messaged someone the other day, and I said something that to me was obviously sarcastic, and then she replied back like, "How dare you say that?" I was like,
did you type it sarcastic? Like, did you add like punctuate, like a whole bunch of punctuate or emojis or anything?
No, because she asked me like, I can't remember the exact context. It was about a show, and she says like, "Is this character something?" And like, if you've seen the show, it's so obvious what the character is. I'm like, nah, there are something else. To me, sarcasm.
Yeah.
Like I just put that one sentence, no punctuation, no emojis, just like yeah.
Does this person know how you like how you act like regularly?
Not so much. Like she graduated last year.
What are you doing, right? If they don't know you, and I think punctuation's kind of key. Like,
nah, man. I'm like 80 years old when it comes to communication. I got to be right in front of you with my reading glasses.
Oh, that explains why you can only make a thing move with an arrow key.
ICT to me is just Excel spreadsheets, man. Nothing else.
What's Microsoft Word? How do you work this thing?
That's the only way. Like I got a laptop with a touchscreen so I can write on Word. It's funny, like we were in the same class for ICT in year 9.
Yeah.
When did I get moved to A4? Must have been, I think, GCSEs.
You didn't get moved to A4. You were in A1 the entire time. What are you on about?
No, I got moved to A2 in GCSE year. Because remember, we had AA1 that was like the prime years, and then we all got split up because we were too noisy.
Mandela effect happening right now. Wait, seriously? You weren't there. Wait, no, you were. You must have been there.
Nah, man.
I know. Michael was in A2, but you were definitely in A1.
Nah, I was put in Michael's class because I had Mr. Monahan.
No, maybe I'm getting mixed up because we had the same PE. The PE A1 and A2 was the same.
Oh yeah. We still shared PE. Those were the good days. John Proctor Cup and that.
My guy, I hated playing football so. Why was it always football, man?
Hey, take that up with the system, man. That's nothing to do with me.
But I'm always good at football. Give me a basketball. Get me racing against people. It's not football. Stress.
Way, man. Do you still do that?
I actually haven't kicked a football in such a long time.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
How's that? Oh dear.
That explains so much.
What does that explain? Why I stay home because of university? I didn't play football.
Yeah, man. Like, ball is life.
Yeah, basketball's life, exactly.
When was the last time you played?
Yeah, that was a minute as well. I'm not gonna lie.
Yikes! Did you? Actually, that's interesting as well because at Bristol, because obviously I'm around all the time. I can still do sports on campus. How did you like stay active at home? Just like with your brothers or what?
What's that? What is that word? Active? Huh? PS4? What? Let's see. So yeah, play basketball in the local park. And that's about it.
Oh man.
No, that's a lie. I did fencing as well.
In uni?
No, outside. During not at uni, but around uni time.
Okay.
So I did fencing at Brunel University.
Was that with their uni students or like a sports club thing?
It was a club that my dad. So it was kind of weird. So there's this club in Acton, but the players, the fencers there were very advanced, right? So then that was on a Thursday evening, and then on a Friday evening they moved. The owners of the club would move to Brunel University's sports centre, and then just for beginners and stuff, they would just go there, or with uni students from Brunel. So I went there, and then that sort of boosted my ego because I was pretty good.
That's literally all sports was to me, just an ego boost. Oh, it's never even that good.
Better than me in football, though. Everyone's better than me in football.
Yeah, football.
But not when it comes to racing, though. I mean, actually, I might not even be able to run 10 meters these days, but still, at the time.
I'm going to have to call this episode Sad Boys, man.
I think you should call it Trial and Error.
Do you ever feel like, I mean, I guess it's different because it's been a while, but for me at least, when I was more active, I felt a lot better in terms of creativity. Like I always had better ideas, I felt like, when I was on a run than sitting in my room. I don't know if you have any basis for comparison, but
activity boosting creativity.
Yeah,
I mean, I can't really say in my case. But I can I think I can see where you're coming from. Some people get like, so Vincent, for example, after he goes jogging or running, whatever he does,
yeah,
he feels really good afterwards, like just like in a fit, like a mental state. So like, I mean, and that sort of goes into his studying for electrical engineering.
Yeah.
So I guess that could be a similar strand, I suppose. But for me, no. Yeah. I enjoy. So recently, I've been getting into calisthenics, given quarantine and all that. But afterwards,
Good times.
You know what calisthenics are?
I'm familiar. I've never done it.
Name me one calisthenic exercise.
I don't know the names.
Push up. Home workout, essentially.
Yeah.
So it's a workout that you can do at home, and afterwards, I do feel, mentally alert, I suppose. But whether that will make me want to go upstairs and then produce another song or write some lyrics or anything, no, I don't think so. I'd rather unwind. That makes just like sit down, have a drink or something.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
You say you think it? You say it helps you?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, in terms of general ideas, I'm very good when I'm relaxed. So like if I'm sitting around bored, I can be like, oh, let me start a podcast or start a YouTube channel. But then when it comes to actual videos, the things that come up to in my room is like, you've obviously seen some of them, it's a lot of like the series.
Yeah.
Those ones like I want to get better at coding, so I'll do a coding challenge. But when it comes to like the boot cell one, I was out just chilling, walking around, and like, oh, it'd be cool if I like actually go outside and do something.
So some of these video ideas, they just come through going about your daily business.
Yeah, because a lot of them, I mean, it's hard to put a theme to it, but I feel like most of them are just what I do daily anyway, like in some capacity. So when I go to a boot sale, be walking around and be like, oh crap, like I can actually make this a thing.
Yeah.
Or I'll be applying to the internships, like, oh, this is actually be a thing. And then, yeah, I don't know. It's hard to really describe my creative process because I don't really see it as a process. I don't really sit down and do it. But a lot of these things just come out of me doing some random crap, and it's like, oh, this can actually work in the real world as a thing.
What made you decide on engineering?
Oh man, you'll see in my second episode with Michael, I talk about that a bit with him, but it's mostly because it's a nice mix between engineering and maths and physics, I should say.
Okay.
Like, oh, you weren't even there in year 13.
No, I went to Richmond College.
Yeah, you want to? Oh man. So
failed.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't want to say it. Stupid ass. Like,
Yo, Brandon failed too, man. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I failed first year at uni, so we're all losers out here. But, but now I wanted to do maths and physics at first, and that's what I applied for at most of my unis. But then I thought about it in detail at one point, because first Oxford and Bristol they said like we think you're more suited for engineering. So I'm like, okay, fine, I'll change it for that uni because otherwise I would have got rejected for physics.
Yeah.
And then I realized if I like specialize in maths or physics, it's very niche. It's like one particular thing. Whereas if I do engineering, I can kind of go into any industry. And even though it's not substantially different to maths or engineering, I like the broad scope of being able to be like, okay, I can apply to Google or Tesla or like some bank or BBC. I can like a sound engineering role. Like there are so many different things I can do with my degree. And that broadness was just like, it's a no-brainer.
Outside coding in your engineering degree, do you have any other practical lectures or practical assignments? Like,
Yeah.
so say, well, compared to like, if you did physics, like, would physics have practical assignments, or would it all be theoretical based?
So maths would definitely be more theory. Physics would probably be, I guess in terms of my degree, it'll be a bit more activity based, but only because of labs. We don't really have labs, but we do have a lot of assignments in terms of like one of our modules called MDM is maths and data modeling.
Mm-hmm.
And having to model a real world situation in terms of numbers is a long process of coding and different stuff. And then we have other, I don't know the specific term for it, but it's like the topics that aren't specific to my engineering degree, but they're good for other eng degrees like electronics or fluids, which enable me to go into a lab and talk about how engines work or how to make a calculator and all these different stuff that I don't really care about, but it keeps us on our toes, in it. It makes, and a lot of them are group based as well, which is kind of how the engineering world is like outside of uni and in terms of industry.
So I think you struck out then. You went for the better option, I'd say.
I think so. I mean, I was talking to one of my friends the other day about this was not the other day, this would have been after the general election.
Right.
And he was talking about whether or not uni should be free. And my strong point was that firstly, it shouldn't be because most people that go is probably like a third of the population. That's not really representative at all. And plus, I feel like some degrees like mine should be worth, or should cost a lot more. Like, I don't really think guys that are doing history, for example, are really paying the right amount because they don't really need anything other than books.
That was very shade in my end. Like, guys are doing music. No, I get you. Yeah, I'd say how it's all like a flat base is better than say engineering costs 12,000, music 9,000, and from 9 to whatever.
Yeah.
But then how would you factor in Scotland then?
I mean, I don't know exactly how the system is. It's just free for residents, right?
Yeah. So say if you're a resident, you're a Scottish resident.
Or citizen, sorry.
Or citizen. Would you not want to keep a free university education? If you were Scottish.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know the numbers in Scotland, but if it's free, I'm not going to complain, obviously. But I will still always argue that you should be paying for what you get.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Because otherwise, like Michael talked about this yesterday as well, which you'll see soon too. But he was saying how he felt like he was paying for other degrees in the sense of he's going to be earning a lot of money, and the money he pays is going to cover the guys that don't earn enough to cover their student loan debt. And it's annoying because a lot of us are being screwed over by the fact that, some people can't afford to pay it off over time. Some of us can. And the ones who can are paying so much more to balance out the sheets. And in that regard, like if they just charged us more in the first place and charged the other guys less to start with, like the whole worthlessness of your degree wouldn't really matter because it would be a means to an end as opposed to like a blanket rule. Even now, like lecturers are on strike because they're not even getting pension or whatever. I don't know the specifics, but it's like the finances aren't even right as it is. So there's obviously an issue somewhere.
Going back to what you're saying just then, what I found completely sad on my end, and this also relates back to when I was in first year compared to when I was in third year, right? So in my third year to catch up on like a whole bunch of mixing techniques and stuff that I could actually use for my final major project.
Yeah.
I just went onto YouTube. And that might, even think, wow, he spent 9K just to go on YouTube and type in a few words. I mean, when you say it like that, that is sad, right?
Mm.
And I graduated. Yeah, thankfully, I'm not gonna say with what, but graduated.
Congratulations.
No, I got two. I got a 2-1, right? But
that's very good.
Well, someone who did YouTube. Yeah, I'm glad I did. But I was thinking during that time of putting together my project, I was like, what the heck have I been doing?
Mm.
Like before, when applying to universities, I was debating, should I actually do music? Because I mean, this is way before I watched the X video.
Yeah.
I was like, just out of a practicality sense, Ed Sheeran didn't go to university. A whole bunch of people upload on SoundCloud and just get it.
Mm.
You can build a following from YouTube and SoundCloud if that's what you want. Yeah. What would you going to university accomplish in terms of music? And I was torn between that and criminology. Because I also really liked doing psychology at school. So I was like, I mean, if music ever failed me, I could do psychiatry or something like that, which is about the mind more. But I don't know why I was just swayed into the idea that, oh yeah, going to university would be great. Going to a music university would be great. One, because the course is apparently very good. And two, I can meet like-minded people in the arts department and grow a network from there. Didn't plan out that way, but
Yeah.
So sometimes I look back and I'm like, I don't regret going to music to do music, but sometimes I look back and think, what if, what if I did criminology? But we'll never know what what if is, because it's the real world and we don't live in those times.
Yeah.
Deluded.
Sadly. It's mad. I mean, I do feel like a lot of the music artists I listen to are ones that either didn't go to uni, or like J. Cole, for example, he did go to college, but he did music part-time, like as a side hustle.
Yeah.
Would you ever feel like, I mean, obviously you said you don't regret it, but if you could go back, would you do things differently?
I would still be, doing music 100%. As in doing music as a job is 100% what I want to do, right?
Yeah.
But going back, I'd say yes. I would have done like criminology or psychiatry or something. I don't know if that completely contradicts what I said earlier, but
no. I mean,
if I had a second go, then yeah, I'd say do a different course, but then still do music. Because music's what I want to do, but then like the other course would be my fallback option.
Yeah, for sure. Because that was I wanted to apply to do film studies and media for A-levels.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I mean, I was never going to because capitalism, but
I want to. I'm never going to.
At the back of my mind, I was like, I would enjoy it.
I was like, yeah, this could get me good in female eye. Yeah.
So you found a wife, man, and up my bride price. But now I literally thought I would enjoy it so much more, like because I see myself as a critic in many regards. Like I always think about how artistic shots are taken or what specific scenes mean. Like I would have enjoyed doing film, but at the same time, I was like, there's on one hand, it's what you enjoy, and on the other hand, it's like how you eat, and being able to afford food is so much more important at the time, at least.
Yeah.
And like even still, like while I'm doing uni, I'm still like going cinema. I still get to appreciate the arts. I mean, it's not as technical as I would have liked it to be.
Yeah.
But it's like, I don't know. I don't feel like I'm missing out.
So would you say engineering is your passion then? Is this something that you wholeheartedly want to do? What specific engineering? Any specific strand?
Oh, I do engineering maths.
Maths. Yeah. So is this what you wholeheartedly want to do? Because you also make YouTube videos, so I'm just.
Yeah, it's tough because my value system is that I want to help people, and in terms of any other industry, like any traditional industry, I should say, engineering, in my opinion, is the most beneficial to the like overall society because it dips into everything. Like in terms of medicine, for example, you can even be a doctor and help like one person at a time, or you can be a medical engineer, make a computer an AI that can help millions of people simultaneously, and extrapolate that to every other industry. It's like engineering is just a no-brainer to me, at least. But in terms of feasibility, like it's hard for me to be like, oh yeah, I'm going to make an AI and save the world. Like that's not that's not a real.
I'm going to build robots, and then we're going to have Isaac Asimov worlds.
Yeah, we can go to Mars. Like,
I want to beat Elon Musk. In fact, I'm going to go to Mars and Venus. Like, oh my god.
We're going to colonize the sun. Like, it's a mad, in terms of theory, like it sounds good in your head and it's a nice dream to have.
Yeah.
But in terms of feasibility, like I can record a podcast in an hour on a Wednesday and like help one person.
Yeah.
Whereas it's going to take me a very long time to be that good at engineering to be able to make an actual difference. So I don't know. I don't think it's not a case of like engineering or YouTube. It's very much like the general, helping people in general. But I don't know. I'll see in 10 years. Right now, it's more about money. Like I'm not making money.
Oh yeah, I was about to ask, like, how important is money right now?
Yeah, I mean, money is the most important thing to me, because I feel like it's all good and well to have good intentions. Like to volunteer, for example, is cool, but when you're volunteering, you can only give, your 8 hours a day or whatever.
Yeah.
Whereas if you got £10 million in the bank, you can just put that towards a project and be like, here, 20 people.
It just make your life better. Yeah.
Yeah, like I just feel like money is way more. In terms of charity, I'd rather give money than give time, because I feel like money can do more. And plus, I go out eat.
So say in 10 years' time, when you have all this money, would you be starting up your own projects and then carrying them through, or would you give it to a third party?
Oh, I'd do it myself. Easily. I mean, in some capacity, like let's say I was rich right now, I wouldn't research coronavirus. I'd put that into, I'd give it to a charity. But issues that I do care about, let's say like climate change, I would happily just be like, look, here's the Jordan Climate Fund. I'm putting 10 mil in. We're going to sell shirts. That's going to, because I don't believe in straight up donations. You have to provide value in some sense. So I'll sell shirts or something. And then, yeah, we'll figure it out. Plant some trees, do some crap. I don't know. But I'd much rather.
A really long time for that to grow into a way.
Oh yeah, for sure. I was just using Mr. Beast as an example. But yeah, I'd much rather do my own thing. And plus, I feel like project management is just real fun.
Are you good at managing people?
I can learn to be.
That's another thing. Yeah. Just get the guy who makes the spaceship games to do it.
Literally, all I've got to find is the guy. To be fair, management, like you never learn this in school. You kind of learn it growing up, but like being a captain is different to being a manager. Like leading and managing are different for starters. And then being a manager is not so much about being good at the actual task as much as it's about good at managing people. Like, who would have thought?
Well, I never saw it in that light before. Don't know if I still wholeheartedly agree, because if you're a captain, you've got to manage the people underneath you to do certain tasks. But anyhow.
Yeah, but like a manager for like a music label.
Yeah.
Like Birdman isn't a good rapper.
Well, he's a good manager.
He found Lil Wayne and now he's rich.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Fair enough.
It's a strange phenomenon to me, at least. And I learned that way too late.
What do you mean?
Like I always thought, going back to the engineering thing, I thought you had to be super good at engineering before you can actually go and do something yourself. But it's more about, like, let's look at Elon Musk. He's probably very, very good at engineering as well. But the main reason why people know him and love him so much is because his marketing skills. He can sell a product in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
He can gas you up. He can make a dream sound real, going to Mars.
I know. Talking about Elon Musk and marketing, yeah. That I can't remember. I don't know when it was, but that tank car.
Oh, the Cybertruck?
Yeah, no, just that. No. I don't care. I don't care if that thing is. I don't care who made that or what sort of features it got. I'm not. No, never.
You can learn from it, man. Learn marketing from that. You can sell a brick.
This brick will change your life. That's actually something I've been looking how to, because me creating music compared to people listening to music is it's a whole different ball game, isn't it?
Mm.
I'm just trying to figure out the best way to meet people and entice them enough to listen to my music. Like, so I've downloaded Bumble, right? Not Bumble for dating, but Bumble because it's got business and BFF, right?
Yeah.
So I'm just matching with people on business, like in the music and in the music field, and then BFF just swiping on more or less everyone.
Yeah.
And then so what I've learned is I've tried to get them to care enough about you to make them want to listen to music. So I'm just literally trying to just talk to them like normal people. But then you get so, at least in my case, then I get so into like just talking to them and about them that they don't care to ask about me. So when at what point would be the best place to just, hey, here's my link to SoundCloud. Spotify comes out April 19th. Evan Roeper, a shameless plug right now, but Evan Roeper. EvanDeroeper on SoundCloud and Spotify, April 19th. Just saying. Yeah. So when I do that, like how would you?
Oh dear. Yeah. Oh dear. So that's getting edited out.
I was gonna say, like, by all means, man. I left enough pauses there for you to cut it out for you.
Nah, that's nuts. Like, that's an interesting transition actually, because like I know you mentioned TikTok as well. How it seems like your strategy is more or less getting to know them first and then expecting them to.
Well, no, see, I'm not expecting them all. I'm just expecting, I'm hoping rather, just like a few people just to ask about me. Because these videos I'm watching by Adam Ivy on YouTube, obviously, it's just how to grow an organic following.
Yeah.
And he says just to engage with people, right? As I said, just to get them to talk to you.
Mm.
So, for example, if I came up to you and I didn't know you, I'd be like, hey, man, listen to my music. It's yada, yada, yada. It's dropping this day, X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be blessed to you if you like it. Just tell me and all that. I feel like you'd be less inclined to listen to it unless I've tried connecting to you as a person first. What do you think?
I mean, I agree entirely. Like, you need, if there's a relationship there, you're more likely to listen or to care what they're saying. But at the same time, if you're coming in with the angle that at some point you're going to sell your music to them, it's not really genuine. It's kind of inauthentic. And I feel like that transpires through to what you do. I mean, obviously I'm not a social media guru, but like there's a line between like going out and making friends or going out and making potential customers.
So what my plan is with this Bumble thing is to talk to these people, and then if they ask, what's your stuff? Cause I leave it on that. I leave it on my bio, like, hi, I'm hoping for people to listen to my music and whatever.
Yeah.
But I don't. That's not the first message I send. I literally ask, hey man, how are you? I read their bio, talk about them, and then just hope in response they'd ask about me. But I feel people are talking about themselves quite a bit,
Yeah, man, people love talking about themselves. That's the game.
It's just like my intention is like not as soon as I give them the link just to drop them completely, because then that's not a follower. That's like, okay, they might listen to that one song and then just forget about you,
Yeah.
Oh, it's hard, man. How's it been going on your YouTube end though?
Me, I mean, I don't do any marketing. I'm very much like in my J. Cole bag.
Someone comes across it.
I'm in my J. Cole bag right now, where it's like I want the art to speak for itself.
Okay.
Because I feel like if I tell you to watch this video and you might be like, oh yeah, it's great, but like you're watching it then because I told you to, not because you wanted to.
No, but see, so when you first started it, I was like, oh, cool, he's watching, he's making me, all right, cool, yeah, I'll check one out.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, all right, cool, sophisticated monkey, all right.
Throwback.
Not sure about the name, but all right, whatever. But then I would keep coming back just to like check up on how your YouTube videos are going.
Yeah.
So I mean, now I'd like to think I'm a regular watcher.
Love that.
Yeah, I love that. Stroke that ego. But like in between then, when you started and now, I just check every now and then just to see how they're doing. I might not even watch the video then, and maybe just like read the comment section if there is one at that time. And flick through a video. But now I'm like, no, I mean, he's making these videos. All right, let's see what he's freaking talking about. So let's just watch it. And because I know you, we're good friends and all. Like, just fucking one more viewers, is good in the long run at least, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. But that's from a position where we know each other.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why I'm thinking, like, if I can know these Bumble people, then maybe. Like this all relies on the maybe, but maybe it's another, but it's one, or maybe some guy goes through his phone, or he's just coincidentally playing my music at the right place at the right time. It's just
imagine, yeah.
So many maybe. I don't like maybe,
My angle, like if I were doing music right now, I would like target. I don't want to say TikTok, but influencers. Is what I'm looking for. Like if you can have your song on the back of a vlog or like you were telling me before you had that streamer.
Yeah.
You had your like track in the background. If you can do more of that, because then it's a nice line between like in terms of making a relationship, the influencers already done that. Like
they've already got their tens of thousands or millions of. I mean, I'd say it's a waste of effort trying to target the millions of people, though. Like, so say just because she just came to my head right now, Addison Rae, right? There is no point, I'd say, trying to message her because she's probably got a billion other messages from God knows how many people probably asking for the same thing. So maybe if I targeted like the 1s to the 10K people who have a decent following, then that could generally,
go for the low hanging fruit.
Yeah, and then you can climb up the tree.
I get that, but then that's what everyone's trying to do as well.
Yeah.
If it were me, I would send like 100 DMs to the top, the top influencers, because you're talking about like going through Bumble to make these people like you, whatever. Like, let's look at KSI, for example. The people in his fan base already like him. So if he goes and plays Evan's music, the people have the relationship with KSI because they like him, and then they trust his judgment on that music. You kind of bypass the whole making connections thing, because it's like,
yeah, it's actually mad that you said that, because I was watching something of him recently. His I think it was his One Question Go.
Oh man, I don't watch his videos. I just remember the name.
Oh, right. Well, but anyway, on that, there was this guy who's also a musician, and he was able to talk to KSI for this question, and he asked if he can just like give feedback, listen to a song and give feedback on it. And the song was actually pretty good, right? And then he was like, really thank you and whatever. And I went to his channel, and then he had like 1 or 2K subs. But he also made this video on on the same night of how he came across KSI and whatever they talked about. And at that time, he said that he only had like a couple hundred subs. So he initially got to 1K just from that interaction.
Yeah. That's what it takes, man.
Yeah.
And in my head, like, let's say you're only allowed to send 5 DMs a day. I would much rather send those 5 to the 5 biggest than the 5 most realistic.
But so you think your chances going to the 5 biggest are higher than going to the lowest, than the 5 realistic?
No, but I guess because I've got a game theory head, and it's kind of long to explain that maths now, but
yeah, it's a podcast. It's meant to be listenable.
Yeah, true. Let me explain game theory in a very high level term.
Talk to it like a musician. Come on.
How do I even say it? So to have like the best odds of winning said game, you want to maximize reward and minimize risk. So in the context of 5 realistic and 5, massive ones, let's say all 5 of the realistic ones reply to you. That could be like 10K subs each with a total of 50,000.
Yeah.
And then let's flip the coin and say one of the big ones reply out of those 5 that you apply to. That's still like a million. And 1 million is still way bigger than 50K. And to get that 50K, that's relying on all 5 replying. Like in the off chance that only one of the so-called realistic ones don't like actually replies, that's 10K versus a million. And then your odds between the two is like you're either getting 0 or 50,000 for the realistic ones, or 0 or 5 million with the realistic ones, with the biggest ones, I mean. And in terms of numbers, it just makes a lot of sense because, of course, you're talking about what are the odds of them seeing it, but you have no idea how busy their lives are or how busy.
You don't know at what point that message might just pop up on their screen while they're looking at it. Like, oh, sounds cool.
Yeah. Like, if you knew in advance that there's going to be a 1 in 10 chance that KSI is going to reply, then yeah, fuck it, message KSI. But because you have no idea what the odds are in advance, it doesn't make sense to assume. At least not to me.
Oh no, I see your point. It's a logical point.
And plus, that's assuming you only get 5 DMs. Like, we actually get as many as you can be able to send. So why not message all 10?
See, the video, the marketing video I was watching was 120 interactions. So this was like, talk to any artist. So I was also trying to do that and talk on Instagram, just like send message, talk about how good their music is and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I didn't reach 120, but that's the idea though, to do 120 engagements, and then who knows might come across it. So 120 times a million.
Mad. Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
I don't know what I was saying. That I was meant to say 120 messages to 120 people with 1 million subs or 1 million followers or whatever. That's the idea of it. Yeah.
Yeah, man. And if the odds are 1 in 100, like, you win.
I mean, of course, there's also nothing stopping me from doing the low hanging and high hanging fruits.
Yeah. Just pick every fruit.
Yeah. Just uproot the entire tree. Just dig a tree up.
Buy an axe. Yeah, I mean, I'm planning to market this podcast more than I did my YouTube channel.
I was actually going to ask you that. What's your strategy?
My strategy for this is more or less, I'm kind of going for the low hanging fruit right now. Like, by collaborating with guys like you, Michael, and everyone else, I don't expect, but the idea is that you will put this on your mediums as well. And that's, every upload is plus 100, plus 100, plus 100. Like, there's several different audiences there.
Is this going on SoundCloud or Spotify?
Everything.
Everything. Okay, cool.
Yeah, like
you've at least got one I was gonna say retweet. That's essentially a retweet. Repost. There we go.
Oh, on SoundCloud?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to put it on everything eventually, but it's like, I'm not going to market it on my own because, similar to my J. Cole bag from before, I want the art to speak for itself.
Yeah.
They're more like, if I do 100 episodes of 100 people, let's assume all of you guys have 100 followers. That's, your 100 times 100 people. That's 100,000,
Yeah.
Or 10,000, sorry, potential listeners. That's just from doing 100 episodes. It's not actually doing my own work. So it's a similar strategy, I guess. But instead of straight up asking you to share my work, it's like, be the work. I'm making you part of it.
It's a pretty good idea. Do you have 100 people lined up?
I mean, if I wanted to, I can go through every single person on my Facebook friends list, right? That's like 1.2K. But the way I'm trying to do it, because I talked to you beforehand as well, it's going to be more university focused.
Yeah. So you're going to target university students or people who've recently graduated?
I'm more or less going to target people that I want to talk to.
Fair enough.
You're probably the only guy I know that studied at home. Like, there's a lot you can talk about, and obviously you're doing music as well. That's interesting to me, and there are things that, like, I'm not going to speak to someone who's big just because of the potential views. I want to actually enjoy the chats as well.
Yeah, this time next year, who knows where I'm going to be?
Yeah, this can be your come up story, man.
My come up story is like, hey, you want to see how I started? Watch this podcast.
Talk about how you found them on Bumble or something.
Humble beginnings, start on Bumble.
Now, let me get back in my DJ bag, man. Ladies and gentlemen.
Wait, yo, hold up. Hey, wait. Crap.
I'll go for the long intro.
Oh, wait. Come on.
From a new upcoming West London artists.
I'm doomed for my future. If this is how we're doing this is I'm doomed. It's like I'm random Southall rapper.
Born and raised in the slums of Hounslow. Some people go from 0 to hero. This guy came from 0 to -1. I'll put on my big old headphones.
Put your big old headphones. You might want to turn it down a little bit then.
Definitely.
You know the song "I Met a Devil in Miami" by X?
Yes.
It's just him rapping over a piano and a bit of violin at the end.
Mm-hmm.
I was heavily inspired by that song yesterday, right?
Yeah.
So I tried doing something similar, and I thought it was so good. But then I played it off this little Bluetooth speaker that we have, and it just was not the one. What am I doing? Oh, I need to see.
Yeah, I've really learned over the years the difference between phone speaker audio and Bluetooth speakers, and obviously headphones.
I mean, my goal
nothing comes close to wired.
Yeah, my goal is if it can sound good on like just phone speakers, then I think it'll sound pretty good everywhere else.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, the song I was doing yesterday sounded good in my headphones. When I mixed it, I was like, yay, pretty good. But for some reason, it just didn't want to be it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, debut track from Evan. First time ever hearing it. First time ever shown to another living soul, allegedly.
No, I didn't say that, but
okay. Rain. If for whatever reason you want to skip the song, the track is exactly 3 minutes and 42 seconds long, although I strongly recommend you listen to the track, and, we appreciate your support regardless. So, whatever you do with the information, the choice is now yours, and I hope you enjoy.
What is the difference with him and I? When we were younger, you said you're mine, but you didn't think through.
This is a dark beat, man.
Ain't that so? But it's just how it goes.
Yeah, the chorus, yeah.
No, but I know.
It's easy to change. My love, my heart's thrown to the flames. It's thrown to the flames. I'm burning within as I'm consumed. I know that everybody's turning to an enemy.
Damn, bro.
I can offer more, just trust in me. These searing flames burn. There's nothing of you left that I care to see. Do you even recall my name? It's hard to know. I'll just let the rain fall. How many bodies have you left with life?
You love doing that silent bit in the middle.
Corpses can't fertilize.
Silent bit.
where the melody fades, no vocals, just
Yeah, I like breathing room, I suppose.
Just how it goes when playing your games. It's harder to change. My love, my heart can be reclaimed. It can be reclaimed. I'm burning within as I'm consumed. I know that everybody's turning to an enemy. I can offer more.
damn, man.
Done?
Yeah, I'm finished. I'm done. That was sick, man. I can see why that's the one you're putting out first.
Yeah. I think you've heard everything else besides maybe one or two songs. Yeah.
That's nuts.
You like it, yeah?
I can definitely tell the difference between the mastering on that and then everything else you've done so far. That you sent me so far, I mean.
Well, I've been trying. I mean, see, that's the thing. I paid for that one to be mastered, but like the other ones, I'm trying to, because I'm lacking on funds right now. Trying my best to do it myself, but it's just a bit tricky.
Yeah, it's a tough one. But
I feel like if I really like this track, then I should just pay the cash for it. So yeah, what do you think out of everything you've heard so far from me?
That's in terms of like quality, that's by far the best, I think.
Hey.
It just sounds complete. Like I didn't get it before, but now I understand what you mean by like the final mastering process. This one just sounds like a complete track.
Yeah.
And that beat, man.
do you hear the reminder call out? So this one was inspired by a reminder and call out my name. Do you hear the sort of inspirations?
If it sounds a lot more like call out my name to me.
Yeah.
Reminder.
That was the main one. I made another beat with more inspiration from reminder.
Yeah, no, I enjoyed that still.
Yeah, hopefully not. It's a shame no one's going to listen to it. It's going to be there, but like,
that's why I put at the end of the podcast for everyone that tunes off by now. Like,
oh yeah, everyone stopped listening about half an hour ago. Like, who is this person?
Now's a good time to talk about what he actually cares about. Like, nah, I love that, man. That was good. I think I listened to The Weeknd's album After Hours.
Yep.
And I don't want to take the piss out of his album because I've never been the biggest Weeknd fan. But I love how, you know those tracks where there's like no drums for the first minute and then suddenly just flips.
Come in full. Yeah.
That's the maddest. I love that. But I've noticed how you often have like around the minute 30-second mark, just the beat mellows out for a sec. You know, you take a breath, come back in for round two.
Yeah. I just like having space before the next verse kicks in. Just so, because I'm a musician first. So I like the music to play as well, rather than just hearing my voice.
Yeah. What's your like? Because I know obviously you're big, Ed Sheeran, Frank Ocean, The Weeknd, but in terms of quality of music, like as a musician, who'd you look up to the most? There's
a Japanese rock star called Gakt, Gackt. All right, he's my favorite musician. He's a rock singer. Mm-hmm. So that's where I hoped. I mean, it's a long process, so that's where I want to eventually be. His stage performances is just phenomenal. Like it makes you want to. It makes you enveloped within like the sonic space. Makes any sense? So he comes on stage with costumes and water shows and motorcycles and stuff, but it just sort of fits the music.
Yeah.
So it's sort of like I keep saying sort of like it's essentially a theatre production. So all the lighting, all the stagecraft and whatnot.
Crazy.
And then he's just performing his songs alongside what's going on around him. And when I watch him, I'm just like, damn, you know? Like if I can get to that would be fantastic.
Yeah, that's nuts, man. His Spotify is very what's the word for it? Like under visited, I guess.
Yeah, I don't think that. I don't know how big Spotify is in Japan, but I mean, it doesn't have all his stuff. I would say go on YouTube and just watch a couple of his live performances. I mean, my favorite song of his is called Returner, which is not on the Spotify playlist. Okay. Yeah. But yeah, that's my favorite song of his.
Yeah, that's nuts, man. I mean, in some regards, I'm similar. Like, do you listen to Gambino much? Childish.
Yes, I got all three albums.
Yeah, like I saw him live.
Yeah.
Last year, I think. Yeah, last year, and that experience was something else. Something else. Like I've really grown to appreciate like being an artist and then putting on a show. Like being a performer is so different to being an artist.
Yeah.
And you don't really see that until you see him live.
No, check it out, definitely. And any particular one, or just generally his live performances?
I mean, I saw his what was it last year? Summertime Magic tour, or whatever the hell it was called. But I mean, I've only seen him once. I don't go to live shows often. That's probably like one of 3 that I've been to in my life. But just seeing, you know, the whole O2 on different colors and you know him dancing on the stage with his background dancers and everything. It's a whole show, you know.
Yeah.
Like it's like the music was.
I feel like it would make your money's worth if you put on an actual show, because at the end of the day, these artists are getting millions of dollars or pounds, so you might as well make it worth their make the audience's time. Make them appreciate that. Yeah, I spent 70 odd quid to see this, and I'm happy I did it. You know.
But it's like I've seen, you know, these like I don't know the term for it, like mid-tier British artists, I guess. You know, like a Chipmunk. I mean, he's been around for a while, but I don't see him. He's not like Ed Sheeran level, innit?
Yeah.
Or like I can't remember what the names. I don't even know the names anymore. But they've done shows in Bristol during Freshers, for example. I've seen those, and they very much, you know, they come for an hour, they play their biggest hits, and they just bounce. But when you actually, you know, sit down, watch, like this show is entertaining, and whether the music, like you can hear it or not, because it's flipping mad, loud as hell, people cheering, but it's like the visuals, like crazy stuff.
Yeah, so if you have the finances for it, just go all out for your performances. Of course, I mean, I can't really say what they did in your Freshers thing, but I can only imagine it was just like basic lighting and a mic. I mean,
it was just a normal club night. They just came, you know, did one song. Young Bane was there. He did like Rihanna and then just went home. But I imagine your end goal then in some capacity is to do shows, right?
Yes, some capacity, yeah. Non-existent right now, probably won't be for a while, but yeah, the end goal is to do a show like Charles Gambino or Gat.
Gat, yeah.
And then eventually, I mean, and this is far into the future, because my favorite genre is rock, right? So to do rock sing.
Not many pianos there, man.
I'm sure I can make something up. There's a branch called orchestral rock. I'm sure there's a piano involved here or there.
Oh, interesting. All I know is that black people invented it, and I want it back eventually.
Oh yeah, by all means, you know, if you can give me the money for it, yeah, I'll happily give it back to
you. Mad man. All right, at some point I gotta go eat, but to close out.
Yeah.
Say it again.
I was going to say, is there any other topics you wanted to go for?
There's a few, but we got another podcast for that in the future.
Hey, when I'm a bit more streamy, so I guess when I've got a bit more following, yeah.
Once making the money, then I'll hit you up again.
Oh yeah, man, thank you for the clout. Yeah.
But I guess to see this one out for the next like 10 minutes or so.
Yeah.
Talk us through Rain.
The lyrics or just the music composition?
All of it, man.
All right. Started off with, as I said, the piano melody, right? So it goes the da 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 da. Right, it goes like that. Inspired by Call Out My Name, so it's just slow and moody.
Yep.
But I'm a melody. I'm a melody person, so there had to be something going on in my right hand. I mean, it couldn't just been a block chord. Like, no, sir. And I just felt like I wanted to make your head bounce, I guess. And I think none of the beat.
Yeah, it worked.
Oh, it worked, right? It worked. I mean, yeah. So that was. I initially thought that the other one I got where it's what's the best way to say it? What's it even called? I don't even have a name for it yet. Damn. Anyway, it doesn't matter then. I wrote this song alongside another one, thinking they'll like go together in that sort of EP idea that I told you about. Mm-hmm. But that's probably not going to pan out anytime soon. I don't know how to describe this composition. It's just more or less what I described earlier in the podcast. Just the piano melody, and then I added the drum beat, added a bass that fit, added some nice 808s because I thought, this is a weekend style song, so you can hear that bass in some of the songs. Lyrically, this song though, vocal melody wise, is one where I turn on my voice memos and just sang a tune into it rather than playing the piano melody for the voice. Because I feel like you need, it's all well and good trying to hit the key on the piano for a high note, but it won't really transcribe well if I can't do it, Yeah.
Okay.
And I bounced it. I gave it to my teacher because originally the song was actually in a lower key. So it was more like, if I consume, I yell, which doesn't really give off
it kind of takes the energy out of it.
Yeah, the energy is completely gone. So my teacher said, transpose it a few semitones, and I did. I was like, you think I can do it? And he was like, yeah. I was like, okay. And then I recorded it. And I played it back. I was like, yes, this is a song,
Yeah.
This is one of those. I mean, I don't. People say that, this was it. Like, it's hard to. I mean, I sound like a freaking cop out, but it's true though. It was like, this is one of those songs where it's good. Like, you just know it's going to be good, and if people like it, and I feel like people will like it. And my friends, including yourself, listen to it now. And they're like, yes, singing's on point and beats on point. And I'm like, yeah, great. Lyrically, I was thinking, because I like writing stories, right? Mm-hmm. So some things I write haven't really occurred to me. Haven't happened to me personally, but I can for some reason I can bring myself into these sort of feelings that someone would feel, right?
Yeah.
There's a word for that. It's either sympathy or empathy. It's one of those. But I felt like, so what would happen before I wrote it? What would happen if someone you loved decided to go with someone else and just been playing with your feelings? Like, that was the main idea. And then it sort of just went from there. So the chorus, the pre-chorus. Let me just get out this is so bad, but let me just get out my lyrics so I can remember what the heck I'm saying. Hey, you can edit this out in post, right?
So there goes our freestyle portion of the podcast.
So the chorus saying, pre-chorus saying, it's just how it goes when playing your games, and playing your games is easy to change, right? Mm-hmm. So this girl or guy, whoever, because it can be either, is saying it's like this, they can easily toy with your emotions and then easily change, to make you feel like you like them.
Okay.
And they'll just cut you off, go somewhere else, do the same thing to someone else. And then that relates to like the second verse where it says, how many bodies have you left with your lies, right? So how many times have you said you like this person and then just for you to move on to someone else?
Damn.
Yeah, it's a bit morbid, I think, but hey, it makes for a good beat. It fits.
Yeah, for sure, man. Genius. This is genius out here, man. Breaking it down. You heard it here first. It will take 4 days from release.
I appreciate it. Even if it is just one more person listening, I appreciate it.
For the culture, man. Get that up on Instagram. I'll share that.
I will. I'm thinking of doing that countdown thing you imagine. I mean, I was going to do it 10 days from release. So that's tomorrow. from recording this.
6 hours.
6 hours, yeah.
Damn, I'm pumped.
I think it's going to pan out, though. Realistically speaking.
I mean, not well.
Yeah.
But only because it's your first.
Yeah. I mean, the other songs I've got coming for Spotify are the Frank Ocean, is the Frank Ocean type one, and then the slow, when you said there's not enough drums. Yeah, so those two are the next ones. And that's when I remastered them my own way. So hopefully they sound good from the audience perspective. But yeah, we'll find out when that time comes.
Yeah. If I were you, I'd talk about it more.
Talk about it more.
I think in the early days in music, like there's no connection between the listener, the music, and the artist.
Right.
Like, I mean, I'm not gonna, like, podcasts aren't obviously the best thing for everything, but if you can get out to talk about stuff, get more people involved, that'd be my strategy.
Live stream?
I would personally. I don't know how it would work because like you have 100, 200 followers on Instagram?
Yeah, something like that.
So you'd be relying on people sharing it more so than just like going live. But
yeah, going live and having people come to me.
Yeah, but you could try it. Try and hop on Quarantine Radio, Tory Lanez.
There is a site called Submit Hub where you can give them your music and they may play it on a radio or a blogger might talk about it. But I mean, again, that's all the maybes, and you've got to pay for that as well, which isn't always the greatest. But it does have Spotify playlists, which is important in this day and age.
True. Yeah, try and get live with Brendan, man. Get that Singapore market popping.
I mean, I've got a uni friend who is Singaporean and she moved back there. So I've got avenues. Don't worry.
You should do Wait a minute. Wait, I was gonna fade this out, but I gotta ask: how come you didn't have to do national service?
Because I wasn't born in Singapore.
But don't they say that Singaporean blood is Singaporean blood?
No. My uncles, I mean, you might have to figure this out. My uncles were born in Singapore, but they didn't do the NS. I mean, it's just simply because they didn't want to. And because of that, they're not allowed back into Singapore. At least that's what they tell me.
Yeah. Only living there right now.
No, I don't think.
46 Singapore Road.
46 Singapore Road. Yeah. North London, 46 Singapore Road.
Oh man. But yeah, we'll get that to 100 streams.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm not too. I mean, this is literally the first track. So I mean, what? Oh yeah, I'm expecting 1 million people. Be realistic, right? No, not 1 million people. Maybe even 10. Maybe 10 people. I mean, I know it's going to be a slow grind, but at least I'm starting to put out content rather than thinking about doing it, you know?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the earlier you start, the earlier you win, innit?
Yeah.
I mean, I was telling you before, like, at least in my opinion, the first 3 years of my YouTube career was garbage. It was complete trash.
I'm happy you stuck with it, though.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're in good positions because we enjoy it.
Yeah.
Like you're not doing music right now for money. You just want to do it because you want to do it. And similar with me and YouTube. Like if I was doing it just for money and for fame, I would have quit it after the first video because I got like 10 views. Yeah, I mean, I didn't do well for the first year.
Well, but you got to think of like your new channel. How many years has it been now? 3.
Coming up to 3 years, yeah.
3. So you'd be a new channel in 2017.
Yeah.
Everyone's making channels trying to pop off. Like no one's gonna pop off for like a good while. So, I mean, giving up after the first video or first year, it's a bit non-committed, eh?
Yeah, well, that's what people do, man. If you're in it for people that are in it just for money,
they're in it for the immediate gratification.
Yeah, short-term goals.
Like a Netflix series, get it over and done with.
Yeah, literally. Off on a Monday, delete by Tuesday.
All right, that's a tangent. Yeah, I mean, you can throw this one out, obviously. But did you watch Witcher?
Witcher, not yet.
Oh, swear.
At the time, I was watching. What was I watching? I can't even remember now. But then I got Disney Plus, and since then I've been watching Disney Plus.
You know what? I'm so angry about Disney Plus. Yeah. There's this Buzz Lightyear show called Buzz Adventures of Star Command or something like that. Buzz Lightyear.
Yeah.
And I've got like there's a film and there's like a couple episodes, and I've got those on VHS, right? Good old video. And I was thinking, right, Disney, you got to have it, right? Disney, but it's going to have everything Disney related, right? No, they don't have it. Like,
I mean,
vexing. Oh, no, it's not really vexing, but it's just.
No, you know what is vexing though? There's no American Dragon.
I swear.
Nope. That's all I wanted. They only have 3 seasons of Recess instead of 5.
There's no Jake Long.
There's no Corey in the house. Disney got to get their act together, man.
But that's a new anime though, isn't it? Corey in the house.
What?
Don't worry. Yeah.
Wait a minute.
It's a meme going on in the anime community.
Oh man.
I don't know how it started, but I just find it a bit funny.
Jeez. I'll take a look afterwards. Just so there's no need to throw this out. It'll be interesting to hear your thoughts on what's good to watch now that we're in lockdown. Some quarantine tips. Quarant tips.
Quarant tips. Quarant tips on the quarantails, huh?
Yeah.
Netflix wise, or just like YouTube wise, or?
Oh, what are you watching?
Netflix. I'm watching Terrace House. 3 guys and 3 girls complete strangers move into a house in Japan.
Oh, I've heard about that.
It's quite. I mean, I find it very relaxing to watch. It's just something you can just like cozy up to with a cup of tea or something like that.
Is that a Japanese show, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard about that.
I don't know. Outside that, what other Netflix shows I've been? I mean, I'm watching a bunch of anime, but this ain't the right podcast for that, is it?
Nah. That's your podcast.
That's my one, yeah, which is never going to happen apparently,
according to your brothers.
I mean, I would just be a bit sad talking to myself, like, hey guys, this is Evan's podcast. No one's listening. No, what else on Netflix? Oh, I mean, this came out a while ago, but it needs more people watching it. The Last Kingdom, right? It's based on a series of novels called The Saxon Stories or Saxon Tales by Bernard Cornwell. Right? It's about a guy called Uhtred of Bebbanburg, and he's just he's a Viking.
Okay.
Well, he's Danish, but he's actually he's originally from the north of England, and then the Danes kill his family, and then he's raised by Danes. Okay, and it's just so sick. It's such a good show. season one's a bit slow. The half season one's a bit slow, right? But it's just like I mean, this is what people call it. I mean, I don't see it, but it's what people call it. It's like the real life Game of Thrones, okay? But not real life because it's fiction.
Yeah.
But I completely recommend watching it. If my summary sucked, then I'm sorry, but it's definitely worth your time. It's got 3 seasons out currently. Season 4 in postponement because of the world right now.
Yep. Illness 19.
Oh, and also Lucifer.
Lucifer. Yes, I've seen one episode.
First 3 seasons are on Amazon.
Yeah.
But then Netflix picked it up, so season 4 is on Netflix, and you can just watch there's a summary thing at the beginning of the Netflix series, which tells you all about it, and that's pretty good too. And season 5 is coming out next year or sometime later this year.
Dope.
Yeah, there you go. Those 2 shows from Evan. 3 shows.
Plan. I've been told to watch Tiger King and Fire Festival because they're by the same person, and why not? I will watch them at some point because I know the person who recommended it's listening.
That's the Fire Festival, FYRE, right?
FYRE, yeah.
The Disaster Festival.
Yep.
Internet historians told me about it.
I've never really been a festival guy, but apparently it's worth a watch. So
it's worth a watch, apparently.
I'll see.
Anything else?
Huh?
Anything else?
On Netflix, I haven't been on Netflix in a while since I got Disney Plus, but I've been watching Gravity Falls.
Yeah.
It's not. I mean, it's because all of my favorite shows from childhood are on there. Yeah, like Recess is a good watch again. I never really watched Lizzie McGuire. That's So Raven. Yeah, I watched them like here and there as a kid, and Hannah Montana as well, but I never watched it as a coherent series. So it's amazing now going back and being able to watch it as if I was 10 years old again. So those are cool. Gravity Falls is insanely good.
Oh, so good.
I didn't know how good it was when I was watching it as a kid, but it's amazing.
It's a shame they only stopped it off after, was it 2 seasons or 2 and a bit?
2 seasons, yeah. And it's like only 20 episodes each. So it's what, like...
Saying that's how you do a show right, though. You
got to know when to
get it over done with. You tell everything you want. Move on.
Trust me. This is a whole other podcast that we'll come back to in a year or whatever, but when art gets so bad when they seek money, when there's like a story to tell, you tell that story, then you call quick.
All right.
Those are always the best. Avatar, Last Airbender.
Yeah, I was gonna say Korra. I mean, did you like it?
Compared to other shows, it was still very, very good.
Oh yeah, but I mean, when did that come out? I mean, there wasn't really much going competition-wise, was there?
Yeah, it was like 2013 or something. I don't even know.
You watching Dragon Prince?
Who told me to watch? I haven't seen it, no, but I've been recommended.
It's made by the director or the creators of the show of Avatar. It's heavily tied to Avatar, but not narratively wise. Just the production people.
Yeah, I think Gareth told me to watch it just because of the choreography. Apparently, it's very similar in terms of like the fights.
Yeah. Is he going to be on a podcast, Gareth?
Well, now he has to be.
It's like,
fuck's sakes.
You gotta bring Gareth, Zara, and Brendan now. He's name dropping these people.
I still haven't planned an outro for this, but it's been great having you.
Yeah, thanks.
First time hearing your music, big fan. Can't wait for your long, promising career, man.
I hope so too. I'll keep up the grind.
Love that. And we'll be here behind you the whole way.
Cheers, Jordan.